get ready for some great women's professional football.
Welcome in here to Utah Falcons football, coming to you live here from Salt Lake City, Utah. We've got a fantastic matchup for you here this afternoon. The Texas Elite Spartans coming up to take on the Utah Falcons. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. A rematch of a championship game last year, the best of the West, and it was the Texas Elite Spartans handing the Utah Falcons a 22-15 loss. It was the first loss for the Falcons in a couple of years, a program that was 51-2, I believe, over the last 6 years. They've been fantastic, but they are looking for some retribution here today against the Elite Spartans. Texas is in the road white uniforms, and Utah in the all-home blues. And we are underway here from Salt Lake, that right into the front line of blockers, and able to be gathered easily at the 47-yard line is where the Texas Elite Spartan offense will come out on the field. Our first look at Texas Elite. We mentioned their first national championship secured last year over the Utah Falcons. That game down in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they have good field position to start this first drive. A toss. Trying to get the edge. I think it's DeGraffenreid, and DeGraffenreid a nice run. Down to the 33-yard line. Solid start here for Texas Elite. There's a little bit of communication between players of both sides here after the play. It'll be a first down for Texas as they were able to get this down to the 33-yard line. Quarterback Brittany Bushman for Texas Elite. The shotgun motion coming across the formation, and this ball on the turf didn't get a clean handoff, and looked like, I thought Texas was able to get back on. I think it was Elizabeth Landry that came across. It was, and she's able to regather. It'll be a loss of a yard on the play, but Texas able to regain the possession to keep it here. Boy, Utah nearly had an opportunity to get off the field here. Instead, Texas will live to play another down here on this, their opening drive. So 2nd and 11. Back to the ground, this right up the middle. Solid run to the 30-yard line. By DeGraffenreid, pickup of 4. Set up a 3rd and long here for Texas. This Utah defense usually so stout. We'll talk about stout defenses here in just a moment. 3rd and 7. See what Texas has ready to go here. Third down. To the air for the first time, and that one incomplete. Was intended for Maria Jackson. She was looking up for the official. Wonder if there was going to be a flag. Nothing there. And it will set up a 4th down here for Texas Elite, and a decision. About the 30-yard line, I would presume they would go for it, and looks like that will be the call here.
First game against the Bobcats, 49-0 Falcons. Second game against
it will be a 4th down try here for the Spartans. They've got to get to the 23-yard line to move the sticks.
Texas is going for it on 4th down.
Bushman looking to throw. Pressure. The outlet. That's caught by DeGraffenreid. Makes one man miss. Able to slip through a second tackle, but is brought down short. There was a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. And so I think Texas will get another opportunity. Oh, excuse me. It was a procedure call against the offense. Well, there might have been some movement at the top of the formation, but expected that to be blown dead. Instead, the play continues. The penalty decline, and it will be a first down
Flag on the play.
for the Utah Falcons after Texas Elite turns it over on downs on their first series.
Ball on their own 27-yard line.
So now we get a chance to see the Utah Falcons offense.
And in the last contest before this afternoon's
Both
game,
these two offenses have been really, really good in the early part of the year. As
So the Falcons riding a 3-game winning streak.
we'll talk about Texas's offensive performance on their next drive for Utah.
Texas Elite.
Scored 49 points against LA, 42 against Vegas, 54 against Denver. But today's a little bit of a different task. First down, and this one kept by the quarterback. It was Elizabeth Lane on the try, able to pick up a yard. We talked about or teased a little bit about stout defenses, and Utah's defense is no joke. But how about this Texas Elite group? They have yet to give up a point on the season. 3 shutouts for the Texas Elite Spartan defense. Utah going to try to end that streak here today in week number 4. Motion by Cox. She gets the pitch, and she'll be pushed out of bounds across the 30-yard line to the 31. Gain of 4 there for Keisha Cox. Cox, a 5-year player. Also played college basketball for Dixie down in St. George, Utah. She has been one of the team's leading rushers for a long time here at Utah. And this season, much the same. He's had a good year for this Utah offense. Third down. Lane to throw, and this one overthrown. Was trying to connect with Elisa Salazar. That ball was off target, and it will bring up a 4th down for the Falcon offense. They've got to get to the 37. Let's see what Coach Rasmussen elects to do here. Looks like they will punt, and I would make the same call here on 4th and 6. And it is a punt. This one in the air takes a Falcon bounce across the 50. Grayson Gore was back, elected not to take it, and the Falcons will down it back to the 44-yard line. So the Elite Spartan offense will come back out on the field after the defense holds the Falcons to a 3-and-out. We talked about the ability of this Falcons offense to put up points, and this Texas offense does the same. 42-0 over Houston in week 1, 30-0 over Nebraska, and 55-0 over Houston last week. On first down, throw, and this ball was thrown too wide for the intended target as they were trying to connect with Gore out in the flat. Bushman led her too far. Incomplete. Will bring up a 2nd down.
Flex and Felix for being out here. Good to see that they're let out of the institution on Saturday morning. They'll have to be back in custody by about 6:30 tonight. If anyone sees these guys running away from the police, please call your
Those
local.
first down passing opportunities, you can really find success down the field, but sometimes it'll back you up and make you play behind the chains like we have here. 2nd and 10. For Texas Elite. Under center, they go back to the ground. And a good tackle coming up was Kayla Bruner, able to upend the ball carrier. It was Yumi Warner on the run, and if it isn't for Bruner's tackle, got a great opportunity there for Warner to pick up additional yards. Instead, a limit to just 2 on the carry will bring up a 3rd down and 8. Coming up here for Texas. Texas has to get to the 46-yard line. In the shotgun, and this one rolled back. Able to get the ball out quickly. That caught and gonna be short. A nice reception made there by Gore. And tell you what, great play by Bushman, able to kind of regather herself after the snap was low, but Gore is tackled immediately after the reception. Gonna be about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. If I'm Texas, I'm electing to go for it here. They've had good success on the ground. 4th and short. Would expect them to try the same. We'll see what they like to do here. Inside of 10 minutes left in our first quarter. First home game of the year for the Falcons. Taking on the defending champs. 4th and 1.5 yards for Texas. High snap. Able to get the pitch back. Falcons are there. Flocking to the ball. They're not going to get it. Boy, a great play by this Falcon defense to stop Texas short, and is that the play to give this Utah Falcon offense a little bit of momentum as we have another look at it. You see the toss to Warner, and just how about that play? Great job by Bruner coming over. A number of other Falcons in to make the stop, and Utah gets the job done, and now they'll be set up just shy of the 50. This will be the second series for the Falcons. See if it goes a little smoother than the first. On first down, inside carry. And this was to Tella. Tella able to cross the 50-yard line to the 48. 3-yard carry there for Tina. On second down and 7. Motion. Again, they try with Tella. Tella able to pick up 1 yard and nothing else. This Texas defensive front. Stout doing a great job locking up that dive.
Griswold with the tackle for Texas.
So it'll bring up another third down here for the Utah Falcon offense. Kept by Ware and nowhere to go. Boy, how about that? I mean, this Texas defense, we've done a number of Falcons games the last couple of years and not seen anyone stop the run of the Falcons quite like we've seen Texas do just in the first 2 series here. And now given the field position, Coach Rasmussen looks like he's going to go for it here. 4th and 5, they've got to get to the 41-yard line. And we've got a penalty flag coming in. The better thing is didn't look like there was a lot of room for, I don't know. And so a 4th down, and we will back up the Falcons here on a procedure penalty. 7:45 left here in the first quarter, no score. And a rematch of last year's Best of the West championship game. Utah looking for retribution, and Texas trying to show that ain't no fluke. 4th and 10. Now for Utah after the penalty. Motion from Magana. They tried the little jump pass, and this was incomplete. Not a terrible idea on 4th and 10, but unable to connect, and it's another 3 and out for the Falcons. So Texas will come back out right across midfield. In fact, they'll start right where their last possession ended, at the Utah 49-yard line. See which of these two defenses is going to break first.
The state of Utah has been a tremendous supporter of women's athletics, in particular the Utah Falcons, as they've enjoyed 6 seasons of excellence. Thanks so much to the Utah Governor's Office of Economic Development.
Third drive for Texas Elite. This will start under center. handoff, good hole, and a nice carry, picking up 8 yards on the play that time was DeGraff Reed, and she's been their best ball carrier on the day. Have another look at this one, and just that left side. Boy, great blocking up front. You see that hole for DeGraff Reed. Easy to take advantage of that kind of space, and a pickup of 8 yards for Hannah. Second down and 2. Here for Texas, back with DeGraff Reed, and she's hit right at the line. Great job coming up there by Kayla Bruner. She's had a stellar game defensively here just in the first half of this first quarter.
The tackle for the Falcons. Third and a short one.
It's now a 3rd and 1 coming up here for Texas. I formation. Bushman gonna hand off. Met right at the 40 and nowhere to go.
Warner with the carry, brought down by
How about that stop?
Bruner again with the tackle with some help. A big third
Look at
down
this,
play
just
that
stuck.
brings it 4th and long
And that
run.
was Bruner coming up again after Minix had gotten there to slow up the ball carrier. No gain on the play. 4th and 1 coming up for the Spartans. Can the Falcons do it again? Fourth and 1. A toss. Trying that left side. First down for Texas. Up the sideline, cutting back in. It's Gore to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Texas. And the first points of the ball game come on a 4th and 1 for the elite Spartans. Racing Gore able to take 40 yards for 6.
For Texas Elite. They go up by a score of 6-0 with 5:18 left in the first quarter.
Boy, what a play that time by Gore. And
A toss sweep on
they
4th
tried
down.
the dive a couple times, and the toss to Gore able to take it the rest of the way. With 5:10 left, Texas able to strike first. The point after try here for the Spartans. Hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. 7-0, the Texas lead here, 5:18 left in our first quarter on the run by Racing Gore.
5:18 left to go in the first quarter. The Falcons want to thank Stevens Henniger College. Our teachers are there to help you with your education every step of the way. We provide all textbooks, supplies, and equipment at no additional charge. Stevens Henniger also provides free tutoring for any class and not just during posted office hours. We know our students and help them overcome their struggles to be successful. The Falcons want to thank Stevens Henniger College. They've been around helping the Falcons for a number of years. They have been great sponsors. Felix and Flex were both accepted at Stevens Henniger, but then they went to their first class and got in a lot of trouble, and they were banned from higher education, unfortunately.
7-0, the Texas lead. After a 40-yard scamper from Racing Gore.
How much education is their kryptonite?
And see if this Utah offense can find itself. Boy, a little miscommunication on the special team side for Utah, able to get reset before the kick. And this one, a squib. Picked up by Iono back in the 16-yard line. Boy, lots of blocking near side. Iono really has 2 people to beat and going to be wrapped up at the 36-yard line. But a great return after it looked like a ton of space there for Tasha Iono. And good field position here for the Falcons to come out.
Beautiful open field.
So first down here for Utah, starting at their own 36-yard line. Elizabeth Lane under center to start the drive. Option, Lane waiting for blockers and nowhere to go. Nice job by that Texas Spartan defense. In fact, you look at this and it looks like it's Olivia Griswold, number 6. See how she's able to come back down on the play, help bring down Lane for a minimal gain. In fact, they'll say she got back to the line, but that's it. And movement there, penalty flags on the play. Looks like this one going to be marked off against the defense. Yes, it will. So a free 5 yards there gifted for the Falcons, and for a Texas defense that's looked stout. That's maybe their first mistake of the ball game. So it'll be a 2nd and 5 here for Utah. Lane keeps it. Just tripped up as she was trying to get through the line of scrimmage. Had good blocking on the play, was even following the dive. Looked like could have been a nice gain there for Elizabeth Lane. Have another look at it. You see her just follow right up the middle. Feet just got tangled up. So 3rd down and 2 here for the Falcons, looking for their first down of the ball game. Lane keeps it right to the 50-yard line. First down for Utah. A gain of 6 for Elizabeth Lane.
1st and 10 Falcons.
That penalty ends up hurting Texas. Is Utah able to run the rest of the way? And move the sticks here inside of 4 minutes left in our opening quarter.
One is a Toyota Tundra pickup, a black one.
Trap here. Iono trying to get around the edge. Boy, and couldn't do it. Great job of staying home, trying to get a number. Well, it's just tough to see. My apologies to the Spartan defense. It was a great job of staying home. It might be Angelica Grayson who was just waiting for that to come and able to bring down Iono for no gain. 2nd and 10. Motion from Cox. There's the option. Lane going to turn it upfield. Room for Elizabeth Lane. Inside the 30. Lane gets popped to the 26, but a huge gain coming for Elizabeth Lane on the option. First down, the Falcons are in business. How about this play? And you see setting up that speed option. This is a great read by Lane. You saw that look back. And then as she turned to the eyes upfield, just saw all that space. That's a big pop there from Grimsley for this Texas defense, but Lane able to make them pay, and it's first down for Utah.
We'll give you the license plate in just a second.
A little delay on the handoff there at the mesh point, but the back able to take it up for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards.
License plate Utah.
Been Minix on the carry there.
And if you could just please move your cars, we will be able to get the ambulance in here. Thank you so much.
It'll be 2nd down here.
Minix with the carry for the Falcons. Brings up 2nd and 6.
As Utah still looking over, trying to get their offense set here.
By the way, those 2 cars are parked in the northeast part of the
most productive drive of the Falcons. Option near side. Boy, just closed down upon. Tell you what, this Texas defense is quick. We'll get another look at this replay. Good team effort on the play as Gore came up to help make the tackle. But I mean, you see the players down. I think that is Gore who's able to get up quickly and just come back to help make the tackle. Timeout on the field.
Want to thank some of our
take a
wonderful
moment
sponsors
here
who help
just
the
to thank some of
Falcons.
our sponsors. Hey, if you're a train or a travel fan, there's a special year coming up this year, the 150th anniversary of the driving of the Golden Spike. Of course, that occurred here in the great state of Utah. And the Utah Station Foundation has a special offer for you, a limited edition coffee table picture book telling the beautifully illustrated story of the building of the railroad. You can purchase this book at the unionstationfoundation.org. And you even get a free little bonus, a chance to win a $100,000 or not a Spitfire convertible car. The Union Station Foundation is investing in the Utah State Railroad Museum, inspiring the leaders of tomorrow with the stories of the past. Again, go to the unionstationfoundation.org. Check out their brand new book documenting the 150th anniversary of the driving of the Golden Spike.
But in our opponents this
Thanks to the
afternoon,
Union Station Foundation here for sponsoring Utah Falcons football. Coming out of the timeout, Falcons trying to answer the touchdown was just scored by Texas. And Lane quickly turns this up the field, still on her feet. Well, that's a good run by Elizabeth Lane. Pick up 5 yards. She's going to be shy of the first. 4th down and about 2 here coming up for the Falcons. Inside of a minute left here in the first quarter. Fourth and 1. Boy, and Lane got popped. Boy, she kept it. And I don't know if she was trying to find a lane or what, but there was just nowhere to go. And then all of a sudden, just got popped. Another look at this 4th down play. And, oh, man, what a defensive play made that time by Amber Kimbrough, number 32. Able to come up through the hole. There was no way that Elizabeth Lane was going to pick up that 1st down. And the Falcons turn it over on downs inside the 20. So promising drive for Utah, but that Texas defense we mentioned yet to give up a score on the year, and they keep that intact here late in the first. So the Spartans will start on their own 17-yard line. To the ground, DeGraffenried, and a nice cutback, tripped up just past the line of scrimmage. Bruner in on the tackle, number 4 for Utah once again, making another defensive play. Bruner's just been so good today for the Falcons. There's 10 seconds left in the quarter. This might do it for the first. And indeed it will. Texas Elite has come up, and the Utah Falcons trailing after 1, 7-0. Watching Utah Falcons football. We'll have the second quarter coming up right after this. Getting ready to start the second quarter here. Utah trailing Texas 7-0. Spartans just made a nice stop on 4th down. Is this pass thrown? Incomplete. Making the catch was Elizabeth Landry for Texas Elite. The sideline of Utah thought that was incomplete. The back was to us, so I couldn't tell, but nice sliding catch there by Landry. That's Texas with a 1st down up to the 33-yard line. I think that's the first completion we've had today on either side of the ball. Run play here. DeGraffenried upended. There's a penalty flag in the backfield. I think this one going to be called on the offense.
We're with the tackle. Beautiful open field.
There's DeGraffenried trying to get around that edge, and a tough tackle made there.
Pickup of 2 on the carry.
Still looking for that call, and they may have waved it off. Looks like they did as we have another look at that run. See the
Second
toss.
and
And how about that Bruner lowering the pads to help make that tackle. So yeah, they waved off the flag. 2nd down and 8 here, and not a lot of room there. Great job by that defense coming up for Utah. It was Memory Ware in on the stop for the Falcons. You see, it was not Ware. My apologies. Ware was there.
That contest has been a tremendous defensive contest on both sides.
But a nice job there right at the line of scrimmage to limit the gain here for Texas Elite. We'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 8 here for Texas. Single back. Bushman to throw. Going to come near side. And that ball right through the fingers of Landry. Oh, man, she was open. That was a well-thrown ball. And Texas now going to have to deal with a 4th and 8. You see her look to that far side and then come back. And this one right through Landry's hands. Boy, you don't get many opportunities like that. It'll be 4th down, and Texas looks like they'll put it away. Nobody looks to be back here for Utah. Probably playing fairly conservative here as this kick back to the 42 is where it will be down.
The 42-yard line of the Falcons.
So the Falcons offense will come back out here, starting at their own 42-yard line, trailing Texas 7-0. Of course, we'll be back here next week. Utah, the first couple of games of the year have started on the road. They've got a 2-game homestand. Next Saturday, come on out here to Cottonwood High School in Salt Lake City. Come watch the Utah Falcons next Saturday afternoon. It should be another good matchup. New league for the Falcons this year. Have transitioned over to the WNFC. 15-team league right now. 5 undefeated teams in that league. Utah and Texas, 2 of those. One of those will no longer be undefeated after today. After a productive last drive, the offense back out on the field for the Falcons. And this ball fumbled. Or no, it wasn't. Excuse me. Lane was able to gather that. She's never pulled away from the center. And typically, in this offense, you'll see that. So I was a little slow on the call. My apologies there to Elizabeth Lane. Able to pick up 2 yards on the keeper. On 2nd and 8. Option, the pitch. Looking for a little lane here is Cox. And Cox able to get up to the 41-yard line. A difficult 2 yards there for Keisha Cox. You see, played really well. That end Griswold comes up, forces that pitch immediately, and then it just becomes a straight game of contain on the outside. And the defense for Texas, including Tracy Williams, they're ready to make the tackle on Keisha Cox. 3rd down and 6 for the Falcons. They've got to get to the Texas 48-yard line. Lane to throw over the middle, wide open and caught. Sarah Galicia. Might be Galika. My apologies on the name pronunciation. But how about this throw by Lane? We'll find number 10 over the middle. Gets stuck immediately by Grimsley, who's had a couple of impressive hits today. But a nice 1st down for Utah. They go back with Tella. Tella up the middle, still on her feet inside the 30. Tina Tella to the 24-yard line. Boy, I love this. You're able to move the sticks through the air, and then you come back with a dose of Tina Tella. And Tella just slipping through tackles, and Utah once again just outside the Texas 20-yard line. And a timeout here going to be taken by that Texas defense with 10:15 left here in the second quarter. Timeout, Texas.
Take a timeout to think about that play. Girls on the Run will be our next home game weekend. Girls on the Run is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to creating a world where every girl knows and activates her limitless potential and is free to boldly pursue her dreams. The Falcons will have a booth set up at their 5K run on June 1st, so come out and show your support. Girls on the Run. Utah Velocity Cheer will be here for all our home games. Velocity Cheer is located in Salt Lake and Taylorsville. Their program is both educational and fun for youth of all ages. Thank you, Velocity Cheer, for supporting your Utah Falcons. Christy is up in the booth today, and she has been tremendously supportive and helpful. If I get any names wrong, blame it on Christy.
So first down for the Falcons. They go back with Tina Tella. Tella slipping through tackles again. Inside the 15 to the 12-yard line is Tina Tella. A gain of 13. And now that Utah run game finding success behind Tina Tella. Well, you're just not going to be able to arm tackle here. You've got to square up, shoulder into the pads, and try to slow her up, bring her down. Arm tackles, she's just been slipping them here on this drive. Another first down, trying up the middle, and this time it's Olivia Griswold able to make a stop.
Tella picking up 2.
It was Tella again on the carry, a gain of just 2 yards.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line of Texas.
On second down. The pitch. Trying to get around the corner. Touchdown, Utah! Keisha Cox with a 10-yard carry. Boy, Elizabeth Lane, she paid the price for that one. It is not easy to be an option quarterback. Keisha Cox going to get the glory, but Lane, boy, she is just as credit-worthy of that touchdown for the Falcons as Utah trying to tie things up here. Point after try coming up for Utah, looking to tie it up. Erickson, the kick is up, and this one is no good. And so the score remains 7-6. Texas with the lead, 9:05 left here in the first half.
Should be kicking from her own 35-yard line.
9:05 left here, first half. 7-6. The advantage for the visiting Texas Elite Spartans. Is this kick back inside the 20, fielded by Maria Jackson for Texas Elite. Bringing it near side. Has some help. Landry, the leading blocker. Boy, Landry cleared a couple of Falcons as the return from Jackson brought up to the 44-yard line in good field position here for Texas coming out.
Tackle by Erickson.
Tell you what, there have been a number of good returns in this ball game.
Everyone coming out on this gorgeous.
It's been good field position time after time.
You couldn't ask for better weather for football, and you couldn't ask for two better teams.
Coach Rasmussen, I don't think he's real happy with some of the lead blocking that we pointed out on that return.
The Falcons Armed Corps revenge.
Be a 1st and 10 for Texas at the 45. Texas late getting out. 11th player that was a little late to the formation. They toss it back. DeGraff and Reed trying to get the edge, couple blocks, and penalty flags coming out. I think DeGraff and Reed looks to be off to the race, one man to beat, but she's going to turn it inside. Will she get to the end zone? The stiff arm going to be brought down to the one, but this one is coming back.
Allison with the tackle in the open field. That was a great open field tackle.
Tell you what, that's a great job by Sarah Galika, not giving up and tracking DeGraff and Reed down. But again, DeGraff and Reed just ran 55 yards for nothing. This one will not be kept valid. See if we can get a look at what happened on the play.
This play is coming back.
Like maybe a face mask. Oh, block in the back right there. Again, we talked about Galika and giving the rundown here. Just able to track down DeGraff and Reed. The call was actually holding.
Long run.
So it will bring it back to the 36-yard line.
We want to thank the officials for doing a great job here.
Of Texas. So instead of first and goal from the 1, we'll have first and 19. Texas lead here, 8:25 left in the second quarter.
First and 19 for the Texans.
Shotgun formation for Texas. Looking to throw. Covered pretty well. Boy, caught. A defender miss. And it's a first down gained by Gore. Boy, she has been stellar today for the Texas offense. On first and 19, Texas able to convert. Fake toss and stepping up in the pocket, Bushman. Good throw, and then Gore made the defender miss and able to take this down to the 42-yard line here in Utah.
May 4th at 4 p.m. against the Denver Bandits. You can buy tickets from your favorite athlete or versus via Venmo.
So first down for Texas. Trips to the top of the screen.
Bushman operating out of the pistol.
Bushman looking for somewhere to go with the football, trying to lead it out for Landry, and this was beyond her. Good coverage on the play by Webb, who was right with Landry. Landry kind of called off the route, in fact. Excuse me, that was Rebecca Winberg that was in coverage. Winberg, a rookie from Sweden, been in the States for 2 years.
With good pressure on the
good coverage there by Winberg, the Swede. Second down here for Texas. Now you see trips to the bottom. Back to the ground. Boy, big hole there for Amy Warner. She's able to surge ahead for a gain of
8 yards.
6. Third down and medium.
Correction, a pickup of 6. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Good thing Utah has going for him here on this third down is DeGraff and Reed on the sideline here. It'll be Warner in the backfield with Bushman. Third down, Bushman to throw as a receiver caught, and a first down as it was Maria Jackson with the reception. And a gain of 11, first down for Texas. And starting to see Texas now finding some success through the air. A couple of nice throws from Bushman on this drive in particular as DeGraffenried checks back in here. And Hannah's just been spectacular today. First down here for Texas. Warner to the back. Warner gets the carry. Warner up the middle, inside the 15. A nice run there from Yumi Warner.
Peoples with the carry, or with his tackle for the Falcons.
Right now, Texas is winning the battle up front. Seeing that offensive line with some good blocking, generating some nice holes. When you have that success in the air, then those delays can become a little more impactful on the offensive side. Second down and about a yard. Here for Texas. Bushman play action. Looking to the end zone. Landry caught. Touchdown, Texas.
Landry with the reception. And
a 12-yard touchdown from Bushman to Landry. And the Texas Elite Spartans able to answer it. Now we've got a coach out talking to one of the officials. I'm not quite certain what we have happening. Maybe. Oh, timeout going to be taken here by Utah. So timeout with 4:45 left.
Falcons will take a timeout
After the Texas touchdown. 13-6. The advantage here for Texas.
Valdepino with the PAT attempt.
I thought we had indication of a timeout, but we're just going to go right with the PAT here. All sorts of confusion.
The kick is up.
Point after up. It's good. It's 14-6, the lead for Texas. All right, so my apologies. We had a coach on the field, saw indication of timeout, heard the officials call a timeout, but yet there was no timeout. So, such it is. 14-6, the advantage for Texas. Good kick here. Going to be taken off the bounce by Iono. Boy, didn't catch it cleanly. So she's going to be a little disadvantaged here on the return. And going to be wrapped up back at about the 24, 23-yard line. Good coverage on the play by Texas. 4:38 left here in the first half. Utah trailing 14-6. We mentioned these two playing in that championship game last year. That final was 22-15. And I didn't know much about that Texas team. Didn't see that game, but Utah was scoring at an impressive clip all year long until that championship. And even this year, we talked about how good Utah's offense has been, and Texas surrendered just the 6 points. They've done a really good job against the Utah offense so far. Utah, the last two drives, have been able to get down the field. Just 50% in the red zone today are the Falcons.
Lane operating under center.
As Lane will throw here on first down, and that incomplete. But we should mention, and not that, moral victories in sports, typically, no one really loves that, but Utah has scored on Texas. First points given up. We mentioned that earlier. They had not surrendered a point. And yet Utah able to find the end zone in their last drive. See if they can make it their last two drives here. Second down. So reset. Option. Boy, that one dangerous. That's a live ball, and it will just trickle out of bounds. Boy, fortunate that time.
control it. Ball out of
He's
bounds.
maybe held on to that ball a little too long. The pitch, the defender was right there. And boy, Utah fortunate, I think, to have another whirl at this one.
Big loss on the play. That'll bring up.
Going to be a loss of, goodness, 10 yards on the play. As our apologies there. A little technical difficulty. So it'll be 3rd down and 20.
Tella with the carry.
And a little dive here to Tella. She'll pick up a couple. That won't be nearly enough. And it'll bring up a 4th down here with the clock at 3.5 minutes left here in the first half, and a 4th down for Utah.
Once again, the Union Tavern Bar and Grill.
So Texas can get the ball back, and
The way they've moved it, they've got 2 timeouts left.
Check them out in Midvale. Just a few
you would
miles
presume
from
they might have enough time to go get another score here. Utah to punt.
Pineapple with the kick. Kick it off.
Gore going to be able to catch that off the hop. Gore has the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 33. And indeed, Texas will have great field position. 2:53 left here in the second quarter. Texas football on the Utah 33, leading 14-6.
Texas Elite will have their best field position of the afternoon on an opening of the drive. They'll go to work from the 33-yard line of the Falcons. Plenty of time left, 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Once again, want to encourage the Utah Girls Tackle Football League players to meet your coaches in the south end zone. That would be the end zone opposite of the north end zone.
First and 10 for Texas. 2:53 left. And we've got a little formation shift here for Texas. Play clock down to 5.
Out of the pistol.
Bushman. Toss to DeGraff and Reed. DeGraff and Reed trying to get outside. DeGraff and Reed has the angle inside the 20. Penalty flags coming in. DeGraff and Reed. She would be down. No, touchdown would be the call. But again, the penalty flags. I think this one coming back. And the second big run of the day for DeGraff and Reed as she just collapses in the end zone. I'm sure out of frustration, like, are you serious? A couple big runs now for Hannah coming back. And for Utah,
that is her second long run of the afternoon.
Could have been
negated by a
two-possession lead for Texas. And instead, they're going to have to come back.
All the way back. Another big break for the Falcons.
Trouble written all over. Everybody on the outside kind of crashed in, and that boundary wide open for DeGraff and Reed. I understand her frustration. Going to be a costly penalty. A loss of 11 on the play for Texas.
Attention, Barocco Jolly. Please wave to the crowd.
So first down
She's got that wave down.
for Texas at the 44. Bushman looking to throw. Out wide open. That ball caught. It's Amanda Hellman inside the 15 as Minnick was racing back to save the touchdown, and a defensive miscommunication leads to a big gain for Texas. Boy, have another look at this, and this is just flat out miscommunication in the back end. You see the wheel route and boy, just all sorts of space. Great recovery by Minix, but Texas back in the red zone and in business here. 2:05 left in the second quarter and a timeout taken by Utah. Coming out of the Utah timeout, this is a huge final 2:05 left here in this first half. Can the Utah Falcons defense get what would be a really important stop here? First down for Texas.
Gore with the carry.
Gore moves up through a tackle. Gore to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas.
And another flag on a crucial play for Texas.
As a penalty flag, excuse me, I didn't see that, but this one looks like it may be coming back. Looks like it. So take the points off the board.
Holding once again against
Holding.
Texas.
Going to be the call here on Texas. So Utah point, will they get another big break? The penalty will back up Texas, and now a timeout going to be taken here once again.
Timeout on the field.
We will take another moment just to remind you the 150th anniversary of the driving of the Golden Spike here in the state of Utah, and the Union Station Foundation has a special offer. They've got a limited edition coffee table book telling the beautifully illustrated story of the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. Purchase this book at the unionstationfoundation.org, and when you do so, you'll receive a chance to win a $100,000 Ornata Spitfire convertible car. Folks, if you go to the website, you'll see a picture of it. It's a beaut. The Union Station Foundation is investing in the Utah State Railroad Museum, inspiring the leaders of tomorrow with the stories of the past. Again, that website is the unionstationfoundation.org.
Minute and 56 left in the second quarter.
1:56 left on the clock. Penalties have really led to the, I don't want to say undoing, but Utah may be in a fortunate situation that they're in. Penalties have certainly stalled some of the effectiveness of Texas, though they've been able to overcome most of them. Can they do so here late in the half? The Utah defense, meanwhile, trying to make a couple big plays to keep this a one-possession game. The crowd trying to do their part. First and 20. Bushman. Play action, looking to throw. That ball caught.
Up the middle.
And tackled down at the 6-yard line. As again, it was Hillman with the reception. She had the big gain on the pass earlier on the drive. As Hillman was able to find some open space, you see right there. Good reception by Hillman. Second down and 5 yards to go.
Minute 24.
Shotgun formation for Bushman. Surveying over the middle, slant, and that incomplete.
Incomplete pass in the end zone. Great defense.
Boy, Iono, I think, was there on the coverage.
Minutes broke up the pass. That'll bring up third and...
As we have another look at it. This is going to come from the top of the screen here. Watch the slant from Jackson, and it was Iono just able to get the paw in there and rip it out. It's a great defensive play to keep Texas out of the end zone. 1:13 left, third down coming up for Texas Elite. Again, the crowd getting into an I formation again. To the ground with Gore. Gore cutting inside. Gore, touchdown, Texas. This time I don't see any flags. Looks like we do have an injured Falcon, though, as Keosha Peoples is a little slow to get up. As we have another look at that touchdown run from Gore. You see Peoples, boy, you can see it right there. It happened pretty quickly, but she was coming up. Went down to try to make the tackle and then got ran over by offensive and defensive line. And they're having a look right now
at Peoples. I certainly hope that she'll be okay.
who is our spotlight.
Peoples, another rookie from Palm Springs, California. Played a couple years of college rugby.
We'll get a chance to talk about her.
Soon to get her BA in exercise science. And boy, certainly hope that she's okay. Peoples had to be helped off. Certainly hope that she'll be okay. Meanwhile, Texas here to try to convert the extra point. Hold is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. And it is 21-6. The Texas lead here with 1:04 left in the first half.
In the second quarter. The WNFC, Women's National Football Conference, is a groundbreaking organization that has decided to take women's football to the next level. The group leading the movement consists of 4 former female NFL coaches, 3 former NCAA Division I coaches, NFL alumni, and many Fortune 100 marketing and branding and sales experts helping women's football go to the next level. The Women's National Football Conference. Texas to kick off.
Texas here to kick off, leading 21-6. And Iona will catch this one cleanly at her own 20-yard line. Utah looking for a nice return. Iona through the line. Iona across the 50 and brought down to the 31-yard line. And a big return. Iona with 54 seconds left. Utah in business.
Of your Falcons. Falcons go to work with 54 seconds left in the half.
So can Utah have a late response? Again, the Falcons will get the ball to start the second half. So if they could go out on a positive note here, hey, they could, just 2 possessions away, you could find yourselves right back in this ball game rather quickly. On first down, Lane to throw, looking deep, and no one was there as the receiver got held up at the line of scrimmage.
Call the intended receiver.
Couldn't get release. There from the top of the screen. This Texas defense continued to be impressive today. Second down for Utah. I'm going to try a sweep here with Cox, and she's going backwards trying to get around, and there just isn't going to be any room there. Chase given by Griswold, and then Landry comes up to make the play, and Utah going to lose yardage here on the run from Cox. And you see right here, the moment that Griswold gets that angle and forces Cox back, you know that one probably isn't going to go for much of a gain, and in fact it's a loss of 4. The clock down to 20 seconds left. Utah needs to hurry. Third down. Lane to throw over the middle. That one nearly intercepted, but a penalty flag is coming on the play. I'm not quite certain if we'll have this or not. It was Galika who is down. She got hit in the route, I believe. If we can get a look at it on the replay. No, this is outside. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see the hit there. But it happened really quickly. Difficult to see.
Landry pleading her case. She's using diagrams.
Player here. Landry trying to convince the official of the
Is that an overhead projector she's using?
legality of it. Instead, and even the Texas coaching staff asking for an explanation here. I think at a minimum, there was certainly contact with the player before the ball got there.
Indication this will be going against the Texas Elite Spartans. Got a feeling the Spartans will not be sending out Christmas cards to our refereeing crew this evening.
This is going to be a costly penalty. He just marked it off down to the 19-yard line.
Remaining in the quarter.
So it will be a first down with 12 seconds left, and leaking out up and on the sideline for Utah. It's a good sight for Falcons fans.
Give her a big hand.
We got 2 chances at the end zone here for Utah. No timeouts left. So things either need to be incomplete, out of play, or in the end zone here for Utah.
Offering some healthy debates.
Lane under center. Lane looking to throw. Boy, has wide open. Caught in the 3. Touchdown Utah. Rebecca Winberg. A 19-yard touchdown reception. And Utah with a huge touchdown here late in the half.
Scored 21-12.
I didn't think Utah had a timeout left, but I think Coach Rasmussen called for one and was granted one. Now the question is, with it 21-12, you would expect potentially considering going for 2 here. The first PAT did not look clean. Not certain if that's a regularity. The way they've been scoring, I mean, it looks like they haven't had issues with that up to date in the season, but you wonder if it's considering here maybe a 2-point try.
Timeout on
6 seconds left in the first half.
At halftime, we're going to get a chance to meet some amazing young ladies.
So we will
football. And we're also going to get a chance
see what Utah likes to do, see if they can get this back to 1 possession here.
She is a very inspirational young lady, and I know you'll get a chance to enjoy meeting her and give her a big round of applause. She's a guest of the Mascot Miracles.
Take another look at that touchdown. And
I know
right there, right at the top, able to kind of mow through the defender there a little bit. I think the officials just deemed that was more incidental contact.
Falcons going for 2.
And it will be the Falcons going for 2 here. Option. Cox trying to get past defenders and won't be able to. That was played well on the outside by Texas. The 2-point try, no good. And the score, 21-12. Here with just 6 seconds left in the second quarter, Texas with the lead. Utah here to kick off.
Trevor Allen visiting up in the booth today with KSL, and Trevor's covering the game for KSL.
Good kick. Boy, that cut off the rope. And just running out of bounds. We'll have 3 seconds left on the clock. A play to come here for Texas.
Well, the big story in the first half are a couple crucial penalties that really hurt Texas Spartans. They had 2 runs in for a touchdown that were taken back and a long game that would have been down.
So Texas will have first down at the 49-yard line. 21-12, 3 seconds left. And have 1 play left here, barring a defensive penalty.
With the final play just about to happen in the first half. And again, stay tuned. At halftime, we're going to see some great young ladies playing.
Interesting to see if Texas tries to go for it here, if they'll just take a knee. I would presume they go for it. Utah figuring the same thing and to prevent defense here to close out the half.
in a defense designed to prevent the long play.
So from their own 49-yard line,
Bushman back to pass.
Bushman going to throw near side. Too tall for Landry, and with that, the half will come to a close. Texas Elite behind a pair of touchdowns. Son Gore leads the Utah Falcons 21-12 at the half. Welcome back. Start of the second half here with the Texas Elite Spartans leading the Utah Falcons 21-12. Utah got a late touchdown, able to get back to, could have been one possession, but the two-point conversion was no good, and they find themselves trailing here by 9 to start the second half. Dane Stewart here, joined by Trevor Allen. And Trevor, interesting first half here, an unfamiliar situation for the Utah Falcons here to start the second half at home.
Yeah, you definitely got to give credit to Texas. They came out with a really good game plan, but you also got to look at the Falcons. There was a lot of things they didn't do right, and the coaching staff, you can bet, definitely we're making those adjustments in the locker room.
Iano going to pick this up off the hop, and a missed block might end up costing. No, able to slip past the first before Iano taken down at the 29-yard line. So the Utah Falcons offense will come out. We mentioned late in that first half how important it would be to get points just inside that 2 minutes after they had that big return, or I guess 1 minute. And they were able to do that. Now they get the ball to start the second half, and they can get back to within one possession here with points on this drive to start the second half.
And really, what you got to do is just come out and know that you have to get the ball in the end zone, continue the momentum you had going into the locker room. See if you can get some more points on the board, because they've been few and far between in the first half.
And really, this Texas defense, I mean, Trevor, I mentioned a couple times in the first half, had not given up a point on the year coming into this ballgame. Utah has scored a pair of touchdowns. One was off of a short field. The other was off of a good long drive. But Texas right now, you could argue they haven't played like they have up to this point in the year either. Some things that they could certainly work on here in the second half, and penalties might be one of them. Yeah,
definitely. They had three touchdowns called back for penalties, and but obviously they were able to score later on those drives.
So Utah will start at their own 29-yard line motion, and this one kept by Lane. Lane now turning upfield across the 30 to the 33 before being brought down, a gain of 4.
When I was down on the field in the first half, the coaching staff was talking to Elizabeth Lane whenever she was on the sideline and just telling her to try and find the right reads in that triple option, and that's basically the whole offense, trying to find the right reads and trying to be able to attack the gaps.
And one of the tough things, I mean, you look at some of the ends of this Texas Elite defense, they have been all over and active, and so important to get those runs up the middle when those reads are there. Here's Tella with the dive. She'll pick up another 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. She's had a nice first half here when Tina's gotten the carry.
Yeah, as long as they get some good blocking up front, and that seems to have been a problem, because if you look at Texas's D-line, they're really stout up front, been really creating havoc on the offensive line for the Falcons.
So third down, 3 yards to go here for Utah.
It just seems, Dane, that all they're trying to do is just chip away, and trying to find that one big run, and hopefully they can come up with that on this drive.
Tella. That ball come out.
It looks like it's Texas' ball, according to them.
Well, Tella doesn't have it. She just got up, and it is Texas football. So a third down, and the ball came out. Let's have another look, see if we can see the fumble here. So you're going to give it to Tella.
The 39-yard line.
And yeah,
drops it right on the contact.
And it was right near where the line or where the first down was. So a missed opportunity there for Utah and the turnover. And now Texas offense back out on the field. And really after that first quarter, this offense has been really, really good for Texas Elite.
As long as they can, keep the flag in the referee's pocket and not being able to cause penalties.
They start with a run here, and this is DeGraff and Reed. And DeGraff and Reed, boy, she is a back that you just do not want to see coming your way. A pickup of 9-10 yards here on the carry for Hannah.
Dane, I really don't want to make any type of comparison to the NFL, but does that seem like trying to bring down Gronk?
She is big. and she has really good speed and her vision as well. I mean, if I'm Texas, I'm running her 20-25 times a game. And we've seen her
that's
get
kind of
around
on the low end.
Right. We've seen today in the first half her get around the edge. We've seen her up the middle. Just a good physical back with great speed and just tough to bring down. It is a first down here for Texas. DeGraffenried still in the backfield, and she will get this carry. Ran into her own blocker and brought down after a gain of just 1.
I wonder if the coaching staff for the Falcons really. I know that they created a game plan of how to stop her, but the problem is that you've got to go for the legs on that. That isn't one of those things where you try to go body to body tackle. You got to go for the legs.
Well, the tough thing if you're Texas is like, look, yeah, we have DeGraffenried, but we've also got Yumi Warner. We've seen her with a number of carries today. The ground game for Texas, they got a lot of options to line up in the backfield. And then even through the air, they've been efficient today as well. They've had a couple of missed targets as well, but this offense, boy, no wonder they were able to beat Utah last year in that Best of the West and one of the still remaining undefeated teams here in the WNFC. Second down, the toss. This is DeGraffenried. Landry able to get the corner for her as DeGraffenried will run out at about the 24-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the play.
I wonder if you even start putting a spy on her whenever she has the ball. Just always keeping an eye on her because she's getting into open space and credit to Texas's play calling. They're putting her in those positions to get open.
Yeah, I think the question would be, do you have a defender who's big enough and quick enough to man up / spy her? And I don't know if Utah has that.
Yeah, it's not looking like it, at least right now.
It'll be a 3rd down and 5 coming up here for Texas. This drive started after the turnover. And Texas, I think they've scored on their last 2, maybe 3 possessions, trying to keep that streak going here to start off the second half. Bushman, the toss to DeGraffenried. And DeGraffenried able to slip through 1 tackle. First down for Texas is DeGraffenried knocked down at the 17-yard line. But it is enough for the first, a gain of 7.
Yeah, there wasn't really any way that open. I think it was the linebacker who came. She didn't come in with the right, with her hips square. And
painted a very special.
Have a look at the replay, Trevor.
Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. She was
the shot.
She was trying to go body tackle, and obviously the step on was really good too, right there.
Minix had that opportunity, just couldn't bring her down. It is a first down.
Afternoon so much better by having you here. Thank you so much.
You just got to see if you can get any kind of fire in that Falcons defense because it just seems like they're just going through the motions right now, Dane.
They've made some nice stops in key situations. Can they come up with one here? 10.5 left here in the 3rd quarter and a first down for Texas Elite. To throw, Bushman to the end zone, and that one incomplete. Boy, had a receiver open, but it was Jackson that just had it slip through her fingers.
All that Brittany Bushman needed to do was put maybe a little more juice on it, and it was right there. I mean, it wasn't the perfect throw, but I think it was also catchable.
I think certainly catchable, and you see the corner playing 12 yards off or so, giving up that inside, and I don't know, maybe she thought the corner was going to deflect it.
I mean, whenever you're getting into the red zone and your backs are against your goal line, you've got to be able to put pressure on the line, especially on the wide receivers. You've got to be able to jam the line.
I haven't seen that much today. We've seen the Utah secondary, by and large, play off.
I mean, you have 5 yards to make contact.
Yeah.
Push them around a little bit, or at least attempt to.
Well, I think we've seen that strategy from the Texas defense more so than the Utah defense here so far. 2nd and 10. Play action, coming near side. The outlet, this ball caught. It's Webb, and Webb will take this into the end zone. Yes, touchdown Texas. A 17-yard touchdown pass from Bushman to Webb, and Texas expands their lead here on the first drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, all it is, Dane, is just a simple route, catches it, and ends up breaking a couple tackles right there. As you look right here on your screen, just fires it on the run. Pretty nice throw in open field and breaking 2 tackles. Just physical football right there.
And I think that's the difference. I mean, when you talk about Texas and Utah, Texas has brought the physicality today, and usually Utah is used to being the more physical team, but today, Trevor, they just haven't been.
Yeah, and I was talking to some people during pregame as we were watching the players warm up, and I was thinking maybe it was going to be a battle of finesse and power, and right now, power's winning out.
9:32 left here in the first quarter, 28-12. Texas, boy, looking impressive here on the road. Welcome back. We had a late penalty, and so Texas will kick off from midfield. And boy, I mean, if you're Utah, right now, basically nothing going your way. Defense, which typically has been so good, Texas has been able to handle. And then their uncustomary penalty for Utah will help set up the kickoff here for Texas Elite.
If you want any chance at winning this game, if you're the Falcons, you got to score on this drive. You got to take some kind of momentum away from Texas.
When Iono, boy, did you see the speed? That's a great block.
That was a great block.
But how about the speed of LaGloria Johnson? I mean, I know Iono takes that off the hop a couple times, but man, she picks that up, and Johnson's right there. If it's not for that block, Utah's inside the 10.
Texas doesn't, create, a bunch of products in football for a reason, Dane. I mean, that's, Texas for you. They're really showing it right now.
So Utah, boy, great coverage despite the big block there. They got a nice ovation, but Utah going to have their worst field position of the ball game back at the 13-yard line to start this drive, trailing here by 2 possessions. And gosh, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm no historian of Utah Falcons football. Is this the most points they've given up on the home field? Probably the biggest deficit they faced on the home field?
Deficit, I think
it's
so.
not points. We did a game last year with San Diego, right?
Yeah,
and they scored a bunch
Diego.
late, so it was not the most points, but certainly probably the biggest deficit.
I would definitely say deficit because they were trailing and they came back.
Intercepted. Jewel Grimsley, a pick 6 for Texas. 6 more on the board. The defense cashes in.
Touchdown, Texas.
So have another look at it.
Just a perfect read right there. Reading the eyes of the quarterback. Jumps the route, and then nothing but green grass heading into the end zone.
You talk about the perfect read, and that's really been one of the few routes Utah's thrown today. And so you got an idea when that ball's going in the air. Watch those slants, and great job by Grimsley, able to step in front of it. And this is all Texas here in the third.
I mean, what do you do if you're the Falcons right now? I mean, are you still trying to salvage the game, or are you just trying to not get embarrassed on your home field?
It's one of those things where I think this becomes a practice against a really good squad. Is the point after try up and good, 35-12 now. But I mean, we talked about at halftime how this did not look like your typical Utah team. And you can think about what has been built here at Utah. And, I know that Lane played quarterback some last year, but they also had a really experienced quarterback last year who's not here this year. Cisqueros was a big contributor last year, not here this year. And so, this is kind of, I don't want to say changing the guards, but it's having players step up in bigger roles and kind of learn and take on those roles. And so this maybe becomes that opportunity to help them get a little more customary, because Utah has looked a little out of sorts today, really on both sides of the ball. We've seen some miscues on defense. The long touchdown was just a gaffe in the secondary. I mean, there have been some things that just have not looked like Utah Falcons football. I think this is your opportunity to work on some of those things.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great thing for them after this game. I know if they come away losing, and I'm not counting them out right now. It's just not looking like it after the first 2 drives. But maybe you get into the film room and you say, okay, here's a lot of things that we need to work on, and you just got punched in the mouth by a really, really good football team.
If nothing else, it'll serve for motivation for any potential meeting later on in the year. We want to underscore this Utah team while on the short end. I mean, they are like 51-2 over the last 6 years, so this is still a really good team. As that return put on by Gina Magana up to the 32 or 37-yard line.
So now you're just trying to get up the field, even if it's just chipping away at it, getting 3-4 yards here and there, Dane, and just trying to get any points on the scoreboard at this point, but don't give Texas any reason, like as far as giving them the ball, turning the ball over. You can't be doing that.
Another penalty on the play, and I think this was
A lot of laundry today.
Yeah, there has been. It'll be redone here. No, excuse me, they'll tack it on. So it'll be at the 42-yard line. It'll be where Utah will start this drive. 9:17 left here in quarter number 3. And, you know, I mean, the crazy thing is Utah defensively is just a touchdown away from potentially having the ability to enact the mercy rule. It usually it's being enacted by the other side. Is a run here by Tella, a gain of just 1. That's what we mean. It's just been that kind of a day for the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the blocking up front on the offensive line. It's just not there. The reading the gaps, it's just not there the way that the triple option should be. Getting the right reads, it just seems like everyone's just all out of sync right now. And you would think 4 games in that you would have this thing buttoned down.
Second down. Here is Lane. Now the pitch. Cox across midfield, pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That's how the option is supposed to look.
Go to your workhorse. I mean, a lot of that was off of the block, coming right around the edge. See right there? She has it, and then had she not, pitched that, or had there not been a block on that pitch right there, she would have been tackled in the backfield. So it's all about the blocking too.
Well, one of the things you got to be careful of is you had Gore who was really pushing up. Gore's had a fantastic game today. You see that arm go out there trying to disrupt that pitch. Remember, there was a fumble earlier. It trickled out of bounds. Utah kept it. But Texas is trying to play to that option. Here's Tella up the middle. Tella inside the 20 and brought down by Elizabeth Landry.
Go to your workhorses, Tina Tella, Keisha Cox. You gotta go to them. Just give them the rock right now.
That's a nice run by Tella, and we talk about how big DeGraff and Reed has been for the Texas offense, and Tina Tella has that same capability for Utah.
And see right there, it was just really good blocking as well. Just finding that, you just got to find that one open gap, and then you got to be able to attack it and see how much you can get upfield.
First down for Utah again in the red zone as they go on the dive again, and a short gain this time. I think that was Minix on the carry. A gain of 4 yards for Utah.
I wonder if you even want to go to the air a little bit here. I know that that's not in the Falcons, offense scheme, but you might want to maybe throw Texas off balance a little bit.
They stay on the ground. The pitch, there it is. That ball is loose, and boy, fortunate.
Pineapple doing a great job recovering.
The back landed right on it. That was Iono. Whew.
And that was Gore too.
Yep.
That was trying to pick it up. I mean, just plain and simple, you gain all the momentum from those chunk plays, and then a close fumble, almost losing the fumble, just right there could suck the air right out of your energy.
You and I talked about a little bit at halftime. The perimeter speed of this Texas defense is incredible. I mean, you look at Griswold; she's been great. The defensive end, Gore, as well as Landry from the corner positions, have been spectacular, using that speed to create issues in this option offense, and it's worked really, really well. Timeout here, 6:37 left. Timeout taken by Texas.
The crowd noise was getting to him on defense.
On third down, how about a little trickeration? That ball caught, touchdown, Utah! Galika able to dial one up deep. And I think it might have been Chilton with the reception.
You had to have something.
And that was
You had to have something. You got to go into your book of tricks and trying to throw them off, and that's exactly what they did.
Taking advantage of the timeout, Texas trying to get things a little bunned up, and Utah gives them a little change up into the end zone, and the score now 35-18 here with 6:27 left. Utah gonna elect to go for 2.
Yeah, you definitely have to. You gotta see that they'll put them down by 15 points, so it would just trim the lead even more right now.
Falcons going for 2 on this.
Utah has struggled in their point after tries, be it 1 or 2. See if they can convert here. Lane,
Lane with the
a
toss.
Cox turning upfield, and that ball came loose, and they're going to, again, fall short. So the 2-point try no good. 35-18 our score here, 6:27 left.
I'm guessing practice for the Falcons next is going to be drills on how to hold on to the football.
The Falcons 18.
It's just a guess, though.
We've had a couple of them come loose today. That one not beneficial, as most of them have not been. Of course, we'll take one more opportunity here to remind you, if you're a travel or a train fan, this year, hey, 150th anniversary of the Golden Spike, and the Union Station Foundation has a special offer, a limited edition coffee table book telling the beautifully illustrated story of the building of the railroad. You can purchase the book at theunionstationfoundation.org and receive a chance to win a $100,000 or not a Spitfire convertible. Again, that website, theunionstationfoundation.org, and our thanks to them for sponsoring Utah Falcons football. So Utah here will kick off, trailing by 17.
Erickson with the
This
catch.
one, boy, that deflected, and it's just going to go out of play. So Texas, fortunately, will keep that ball, as Utah had a gunner and he was nearly able to get on that.
We'll go to work on their own 45-yard line.
So it'll be spotted at the 45-yard line for Texas to start.
So we'll see what the Falcons are made of here, and now that they've been able to get into the end zone. Yeah, they weren't able to get the 2-point conversion, but see if their defense can, give the offense some light again.
And the reality is, a 17-point game, you're a turnover away from being right back in it. Has to start on the defensive end, right? Got to get a stop. But really, I mean, this game kind of broke open with the pick 6 for Texas, and if Utah can do something to get a short field off a turnover, you'd feel like they'd have the ability to make this a ball game again pretty quickly.
And it all starts on the very next play. You just, as silly as it sounds, just take it a play at a time.
High formation on first down, handoff, and a gain of 10 on the play, as this was Gore with the carry.
Not what you wanted to, as far as carrying the momentum, because the more that Texas is moving the chains, the more that your offense is off the field, and I don't need to tell them that, but
and just a couple times where we've seen hand tackles, arm tackles from Utah, and against a team this physical, it's just typically not going to get the job done. And I mean, Gore, there's a hand on her in the backfield, but able to shake that off and pick up the first down for Texas. At the 45-yard line now. Again, I formation. They stay on the ground. Gore again.
Gore with the carry.
And Gore able to pick up about 3 yards on the play.
maybe they're going to start chewing the clock a little bit to try and just get out of here with a win and not give the Falcons any kind of momentum.
You know, if nothing else, I mean, the performance today by Texas, I know everyone thinks at the beginning of the year they've got a shot to win a championship, but really this you would feel like would give you a lot of confidence in your group to come here to Salt Lake and to have the showing they've had today. And it wouldn't shock me if it was like, you know, DeGraffenried has ran for about 200 yards. Only 80 of them are counting right now because of penalty, but no need to get any needless injuries. This option, the pitch back, was recovered and then impressively able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That toss was caused by pressure from the interior defensive line of the Falcons.
Too bad that none of the Falcons defenders was in the backfield until after Gore was able to pick up the ball.
You know, some days that ball just falls to you and some days it doesn't. And some of those loose balls have fallen to Texas and very few of them have gone to Utah, particularly on the defensive side.
Well, they haven't even been able to get any pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's been one of their problems.
3rd and 8.
They're normally pretty good at getting pressure.
I think it just speaks to very few teams have been able to match or level up the physicality of Utah, and we've seen that today from Texas. We've mentioned it. 3:53 on a running clock in the 3rd. 3rd and 8. This ball caught. First down is DeGraff and Reed with the reception. Excuse me, that was not DeGraff and Reed. That was 81. It was Webb with the reception and a first down for Texas. See that play action. The hesitation there allows Bushman to get the ball away, and Webb able to finish it off with the first.
My goal right now is to stop Texas before you get into the 4th quarter. And maybe even start your own drive of your own and start trucking down the field.
This ball kept by Bushman. Nice job that time by Utah. Coming up to make the tackle there was Minix.
D-line was right there on both attempts, on the fake right there, on the fake handoff, and then when the quarterback tried to go around the other side, was stuffed right there as well. So great blocking up front.
Everyone involved with Utah Falcons would like to thank Utah Governor's Office of Economic Development for their continued
up a second
support of
down.
Utah Falcons athletes. Utah Governor's Office of Economic Development has been pushing so hard for women's athletics and excellence.
DeGraff and Reed going to be the back here on 2nd and 10.
The Utah Governor's Office of Economic Development.
How about double play action? Little stop and go top of the screen, coming over the middle, and that one incomplete. Boy, Webb was there, but they also had Landry on the backside, and Webb got a paw out there and maybe took away a reception. Never going to fault a player for reaching out there to try to make the catch, but this one might have been able to make its way to Landry. You see Landry running the route right on top of Webb there. So now a 3rd down coming up for Texas.
They're definitely chewing the clock right now.
Option again. There's the pitch to Graff and Reed. Couple Falcons there. And going to get back to the line, and that's it. Great stop by the Falcon D.
I mean, really, if anything, Dane, if you can't take her down by yourself, you need to have another teammate, so be it. And that's exactly what happened there.
That's a great example of how to play the option on the defensive side. Force the pitch early, limit the ability of the pitchman to get upfield, and then wait for help from your defense. And Utah does a great job there. Brings up a 4th down and 11. They actually lost a yard. That's maybe the first time DeGraff and Reed has been stopped for a loss on the day, as our clock now down inside of 45 seconds left in the 3rd. Texas lining up to go for it here. Got to get to the 21. And they're short a player, and a timeout going to have to be taken here by Texas Elite.
To talk about it. We'd also like to thank Union Tavern Bar and Grill. They're the Falcons' 5th quarter on 900 East. 4th down, 10 to go.
4th down for Texas.
Let's hear it for the defense.
Can Utah get a stop? Trying the reverse. Landry looking for some space. Landry still on her feet inside the 25 and knocked out of bounds. She's going to be short. Well, Utah does just enough, but Landry putting maybe a little bit of enough of a scare in that Utah D.
It took like the 10th defender to get her out of bounds.
You know what, though? She didn't get the 11, and Utah will take it. This play had the ability to be blown up. An impressive job by Landry to get back to the line of scrimmage and then get a gain, but a nice job by Utah and a turnover on down for Texas.
In the 3rd quarter, that was a big stop. Falcons go to work from their own 25-yard line.
So what do we have from the Utah offense? Can they find a long drive here? Would have to obviously extend into the fourth quarter unless they were to break one open. Just 22 seconds left here in the third.
Came out with something.
They're going to need to find a way to get points and get points quickly with the 3-possession game here and just over a quarter left to play.
I'll try and go a deep ball right here to maybe set the tone for the fourth quarter. But again, that's why I'm up here and not down there.
We'll see what Coach Rasmussen thinks here. First down. He's going to stay on the ground. Here's Iono, up to about the 29-yard line. Defended pretty well, though a gain of 4 on the run from Taisha. From Tasha, my apologies. And with that, the third quarter has come to a close. Texas builds their lead in the third. It's 35-18. We switch ends. The fourth quarter coming up next here from Salt Lake City.
What time is it? Falcons go to work.
Start of the fourth quarter. 35-18, the lead for Texas. And that one, again, miscommunication. Teller wasn't able to get out into the flat, and it's incomplete.
It seemed like there was a couple of those, especially in the first half. I mean, again, it's part about learning and growing, especially with a new quarterback.
And I'm not quite certain if Lane was expecting Tella to roll that vertically, or Tella was thinking it was going to be more of a screen. Either way,
It's probably both.
Yeah, it might have been. Third down and 5. Nowhere to go, and that time the mesh point was too meshed. Two players in the same space just could never get rid of it.
Basically, Lane was blocking for Texas. If you think about it, she's right there in the way, and it looks like we have a
This is Tella.
Falcon on the down. Falcon down. Excuse me.
Yeah, Tina Tella a little slow to get up.
That one's tough. She's a very valuable player. Wow, she's gonna tough it out.
Stretching her hamstring. Just stay in the game. 4th and 6, decision time.
So fourth down here for Utah, and maybe the ball game. 14 minutes left, and any chance that the Falcons have, you would think, would have to end in points on this drive.
4th and 6. Let's hear it for the Falcons.
Here's Lane under center. Option. The pitch. Cox. Can she get the edge? Nope. Brought down inside the 30. Couldn't tell if there was maybe a face mask there, but I don't see any flag. And Utah's turned it over on downs.
Well, that's not really how you wanted to go into the fourth quarter, Dane. I mean, you were able to get a stop on fourth down at the end of the third quarter and just couldn't make anything of it.
We have talked about Griswold all game, the defensive end, number 6. She got the great penetration to start the play, and then she didn't give up. She was able to track that down. She ends up making the tackle. Olivia Griswold has been really good today for this Texas defense, who now takes over. Inside Utah territory, run right up the middle. Going to be a gain of about 7 yards on the carry here for Texas.
Yeah, part about, turning it over on downs is you gave Texas great field position. And they could really make them pay and really put this game away with a touchdown here.
So second and about 4 here for the Elite, who are sending notice to the WNFC today. 35-18 the lead. Trying to expand that is a nice job by that defensive front of Utah, not allowing Gore to get through the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run.
going with the tackle for the Falcons.
Boy, we have not seen this much today. That interior finally able to break through that offensive line, and I think it was Shadone for Utah that was able to break through, bring down Gore for no gain, but by and large, that defensive front of Utah has been negated by the offensive line of Texas.
I mean, if you look at them, they look a lot more, they're synced and they have really good chemistry, it looks like, up front as well.
Third down, stay on the ground, first down, and space. Here's Gore lowering the pads. Gore inside the 5, touchdown Texas, as a penalty flag came in on the hit.
I mean, do you think it's helmet to helmet?
Well, I'm not quite certain. I mean, I didn't see anything on that.
Thrown in that direction. That's the only thing I could think of off that broken tackle.
It is certainly thrown on the contact. As we have another look here, see if we can figure it out.
By the way, that was a great block right there.
Yeah, set up the hole and coming in. Boy, that's just
some physical football right there.
What a hit by Gore.
Just taking the hit.
That's lowering the pads and overrunning the touchdown will stand.
That'll be a touchdown.
That is like playing Madden and using the truck stick.
And that's just not very rare for Utah to be on the receiving end of that kind of hit. That's just not something you've seen in the 6 years of Utah Falcons football.
Touchdown to come.
So the point after try here for Texas. Up, good. 42-18. The Texas Elite Spartans looking like the cream of the crop in the WNFC. They lead the Utah Falcons here, 12:03 left here in the fourth. So the call was a hit to the helmet. It was called on Utah. When we looked at that replay, Trevor, it looked like it was helmet of the Falcon to the pad of the Texas Elite, but I'm sure Texas won't have a problem with kicking off here from the 50.
No, not at all. I mean, it was really hard for us to see how that could have been helmet to helmet on Utah because it looked like pad to helmet.
So this kickoff, Iono from inside her own 10, again had to pick it up off the bounce. Maybe has a, now that closed down real fast. I was going to say maybe had a lane on the near side, but no one completed the seal, and Utah stuck inside the 15.
And then Texas has 2 players right there to meet her on the sideline.
Well, and it was one of those where it looked like LaGloria Johnson could have been picked up, and if she had been, then you maybe had the seal going, but she was able to squeeze through untouched, and another Texas special teamer there as well, and that's been the day today, really, for both sides. 11:55 left here in the fourth.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter. It's going to take,
and it will be Luis Bean now under center for Utah.
Bring in the veteran.
Not much here on first down. Gain of maybe a yard.
Pickup of 1. Second down and 9.
Here's a gain of 1 for the Utah offense. Second down, Bean to throw, looking up the sideline. That was behind the intended target.
Nobody's home.
Was trying to get it to Winberg. She overran the throw.
We were lucky enough to have her back.
It'll set up a third down and 9 here for Utah.
Remember her over the past year. She was a great quarterback.
Third down, and Texas showing pressure just for the fun of it. No trap here. A gain of 6 yards, maybe 7 on the carry there by Iona. Bring up a 4th and short.
That'll bring up 4th and a long 3. Falcons will go for it on 4th down.
And Iono here lined up, looks to punt this ball away.
Correction, they're going to punt on this.
And Iono, a high kick, but not a lot of distance. And it even takes a Texas bounce backward. And boy, a punt that will net just about 9 yards for Utah.
That was a smart heads-up play right
They've just
there.
gone for it. Of course, you don't know that at the time you call for the punt, but
as it is, the Spartans are going to go to work.
Texas again going to be set up on the Utah side of the field.
They'll take over on the Falcons' 26-yard line. 10 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Just seems like it just isn't their day, Dane. You know, they had a glimpse of hope at the end of at the end of halftime.
You know, and even with that, I don't know what it was like down on the field. Even being up here was kind of like, I don't really know if this is going to go Utah's way today. It just felt like Texas has been the better team from the start of this one.
Well, having been down there in the first half, it seemed like, you know, the coaches were just still focusing on, working on their game plan and coaching players up, but they really looks like we might have another touchdown.
How about Gore again? Gore cuts inside. Touchdown, Texas. 26 yards, one play. Touchdown, Texas Elite.
I'll go back to my point here in a minute, but first I want to take a look at that touchdown. It was a thing of beauty as you go right here. Gore, just patient coming around the edge. There's always been a blocker right there. Every single defender for the Falcons was met by a blocker, just flawless right there.
You know, and you see the way that Gore is able to use those shoulders to pull and push Utah defenders just to create whatever lane she wanted. And boy, just a ton of space. And be interesting to see a box score and see how many yards Texas has ran for today. I mean, it's got to be 250, 300. It's been a lot.
Are you talking about pre-flag or post-flag?
I don't think it matters.
Because I'm sure it's double without the flags, if you know the call stand. But you know, just back to my point earlier. You know, the coaches were talking to the players, trying to coach them up, but there were only 2 or 3 players who were motivating teammates down there. Other than that, it seemed like the life was just sucked right out of them.
49-18. Talk about notice to the league. It's been
I
sent.
want to remind you, the Falcons' next home game will be next weekend, May 4th, with a start time of 4 p.m. against the Denver Bandits.
9:50 left. Of course, next week Utah will have another home game. Be right back here. They'll have to lick their wounds quickly. Denver coming to town. We'll have that game for you here as well. Next Saturday at Cottonwood High School here in Salt Lake City, Utah. This kick angled near side and shallow. Boy, that ball loose. Still loose. And finally picked up and brought down immediately. Boy, Magana fortunate, able to eventually corral that one as Texas would nearly set up again.
And now's probably the time to put in your backups, if there are any. I know in this league, everyone's playing both sides of the football for the most part, but maybe some of the newcomers on the team, get them some reps and against a really good team. If you look over on Texas' sideline, there's nearly not as many players who traveled.
Well, I mean, you look at just a couple players out there, and I still see a number of starters, including Landry and Griswold, who've really shined today on the defensive side. We mentioned that Louise Bean took the last series. She'll come out for this series as well under center. First down for Utah. Motion here. Mike Alika, that throw incomplete from Bean.
Yeah, Bean's strengths are and it's good to see her throw the ball, but she's really, really good on working that triple option, being able to find the right reads.
Was looking for Winberg. That ball was on target, but incomplete.
American Express, Tea Party, second check, out of state, whatever you have.
Second down here. Getting some delay there.
Maybe it seemed like she had a hard time getting her arm out of the running back's, like trying to, handing it off, and it kind of got stuck in there.
Well, and in fairness, now you have Jasmine Platt, number 33. It was lined up there. If you recall, Tella got hurt a little bit, dinged. Don't want to say hurt. She was able to get up, walk off, wanted to stay on the field, in fact. And so you've got backup quarterback and backup back right now. So not quite certain how often they're able to work together, but that certainly can alter the effectiveness of that mesh. Bean to throw here on third, has a receiver. That ball caught. First down, Utah, as it was Salazar with the reception for the Falcons. First down.
Now all they need to do is start getting into a rhythm a little bit.
It's a good throw right between the coverage. Boy, that's a great read by Bean. You see that linebacker bite up, and you know Salazar is going to fill right behind. And it's a good throw, great play for this Utah offense.
Checking with her teammates, they're all checking the play.
First down for Utah. Approaching 7 minutes left here on a running clock in the fourth. Bean to throw again. That one intercepted. Intercepted by Janice Mitchell. Mitchell down the far sideline. Will they get her? Inside the 10, brought down. But the second interception thrown today by the Utah offense will set up first and goal for Texas.
Now as you look at that right there, throws it, picked off, and had space. I mean, if you look, there's 3 Texas players right there. Luckily, a Falcon was able to get in there, and it wasn't a great throw.
Was trying to get it to Chilton, and looked like Chilton might have got an arm on the ball, but Texas was just able to secure that. And what, the third turnover? I'm trying to think. I think it's the third, maybe the fourth.
They had one fumble that ended up going out of bounds, another one that they picked up. I think it's the third, because they had another pick six early in the third quarter.
Yeah, and they had a fumble they lost.
Yeah, a fumble that they lost. So yeah, third turnover.
Backup QB here for Texas is Jessica Gerhardt. And a flag came in, likely roughing here, as the pass to the end zone was incomplete. There's also a flag in the end zone, so we might have multiple penalties here on Utah. The first is a roughing the passer penalty. We'll have to see that second one in the end zone, as we might get a look at both of them here. You see that ball away, and yeah, certainly brought down after that ball was away, so an easy call from the white hat. Question is whether this is PI in the end zone. And it is. So a roughing the passer as well as a PI call. All said and done, be first and goal now at the 3.
First and goal to go for the Spartans.
First and goal. Handoff. Gore. Touchdown.
Cushman into the end zone.
Rasan Gore. Touchdown, Texas.
Touchdown, Spartans.
And it is 55-18.
I would be curious to know how many touchdowns Gore has.
I think she had 3 in the first half, or 2 in the first half.
I think she has another 2 in the second.
I think she has at least 2 in the second. I don't recall if she has 2 or 3 in the second. Either way, it's been a productive day.
She's the player of the game.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. She's made some nice defensive plays today as well. Been a contributor on both sides. As the point after try here for Texas is blocked.
Blocked by the Falcons.
Able to get in there was Maggie McGrath to block that PAT, so the score remains 55-18 here in favor of the visitors.
Utah Falcons, 18.
Hey, any of you who are big history buffs, you've got a must-have. 150th anniversary this year of the driving of the Golden Spike. We want to thank the Union Station Foundation for sponsoring Utah Falcons football. They've got an offer for you, a limited edition coffee table book telling the beautifully illustrated story of the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. Purchase this book at theunionstationfoundation.org, and when you do, you'll receive a chance to win a $100,000 or not a Spitfire convertible. Again, that website is theunionstationfoundation.org.
Down in Pineapple deep for the Falcons.
Inside of 6 minutes left here in regulation, all Texas. As it's kick off to Iono from her own 16-yard line. Iono looking for a lane, able to get the first edge, and out of bounds at the 36-yard line
Outside the
is Tasha Iono.
36-yard line of the Falcons, where the Falcons offense will go to work. I want to thank On Custom, locally owned family business offering anything from tints, vinyl tires, and wheels. A full-service lube for your vehicle. Customer service is their #1 priority, and they make sure that.
So if you're down there, what if you're the coaching staff, Dane, what are you telling the players?
And also thank the Network for
Down
Good
by,
and the United Way
you're down
for their
55-18.
Yeah, well, it's only a 37-point deficit.
The referee, the game
5.5 left.
and velocity cheer. Also want to thank
So, we just need to score 5 touchdowns with some 2-point conversions. Got this, right? No, I think this is, hey, look, Texas, if they don't have the best defense in the league, I want to see who's better.
Thank you so much.
Just try to go out there and try to execute, right?
Goodness gracious, they have been phenomenal.
It has been locked down.
I think there's finally been a team who's able to stop the triple option.
Yeah.
Which it's a hard feat to do. But if you end up having the right amount of talent, the right amount of, like check out the size of those players down there.
Well, and I think the speed is really underrated from this Texas, and especially the perimeter. I mean, Utah traditionally has been able to get the edge, and today, I don't know that Texas has ever surrendered the edge today. I think every big run has been up the middle from Utah. There has not been anything around the perimeter.
Well, they haven't been able to get around the perimeter.
Right, and if you're going to stop Utah, if you can stop that edge, that's a big advantage. And Texas has been able to do that today, really, for most of the ballgame. It's been impressive. There's a penalty flag here in on the play. We'll march it forward. That's a costly one. And as good as Texas played today, you could say that has been the aspect that they could clean up. Shocking that as many penalties they've had, it hasn't cost them or made an impact in the game.
Yeah, it really hasn't. I mean, whenever they have had those called back, I mean, you and I were talking about it. I just said, man, how many of those touchdowns were called back? And you even told me, you're just like, they ended up going down and scoring anyway. It didn't matter. It was just a couple of plays later. Yeah, maybe it took a little bit of energy, but it also gave them the opportunity to clean it up, and the Falcons never was able to take advantage of those callback penalties that could have been touchdowns.
That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
2nd down here for Utah. Lane is back on for this series.
Lane under center. Counter.
There's not much on the run for Lika. Gain of 2.
By any means, it's not the end of the road for the Falcons. I mean, obviously there is a chance to meet this team in the championship again. As number 1, number 2 seeds, and it looks like it's kind of a 2-horse race in this league.
Here's the other side of that coin, though. I mean, for years Utah came in and dominated their league, and they wanted some more competition. They wanted to be able to get better and to have goals, and they've got that, right?
Oh yeah.
And should also mention just how impressive this is by Texas. Texas beat them for the championship last year, so you would think Utah would come in this game circled, wanting to really give payback, and yet it's been Texas that has been able to answer that from Utah today.
They only lost that championship game 22-15.
Yeah.
And that was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they're on their home field, and it's a different result. But obviously you were talking about it earlier, different talent too. The Falcons lost some key players this offseason.
Penalty here will give a first down, as it was a 4th down and 1. The offside will move the sticks here for the Falcons.
Right now, Texas is just allowing them to move upfield just by penalties.
Yeah, but, it also allows their offense to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
3:37 left here in regulation. First down for Utah.
Peters with the carry.
Up the middle, and a gain of about 3 yards on the carry.
See, I like that still. I mean, in a game like this, you still have Elizabeth Lane getting up the field, and going in with a lot of physical players on that defensive line, and is okay taking the contact.
It is interesting. We have not seen Tella, so for Utah fans, you hope that she's okay.
You'd hope that it's just hey, this game's out of
Precautionary,
hand.
right.
We're gonna hold you out for next week.
Guess who? Griswold again. Off that end. Boy, she has been so good today at that defensive end position.
Dane, I'm baffled by how good this Texas defense is, and some of those players also play on the offensive side of the football. Like, it amazes me how they're just how much energy they have, how their tired legs haven't hit them, and how in shape they are.
3rd and 12 play on the ground with Teeters, I believe. Teeters, excuse me. And a gain of 3 will make it 4th and 9 here for the Falcons. The throw. Oh, man. Big hit put on, but the catch is made, and that is one that earned your stripes. Gina Magana with the reception and a first down for Utah, but boy, she was just introduced to Grimsley, who's been a hitting machine today for Texas.
Well, the thing is, Dane, is that she knew she was coming, but Gina still held on to the ball. And a lot of players, at any level would normally cough up the ball just because knowing the contact's coming, and Gina didn't care.
Well, that's impressive. Able to come down with that reception. It's a great job.
Because she hit a wall.
Oh, man. And Grimsley has had a couple of those today where she's just laid out Falcon offensive players, and that time, nice job of holding on to that one for the first down.
We teach you the right way to interview for your dream job. Independence University.
Timeout here.
Again, we want to thank Network for Good and the United Way for all their support.
Take it with them. Be back in just a moment. The first down play for the Falcons.
Felix and Flex.
First down for Utah. On the ground, kept by Lane, and there's nowhere to go. Wrapped up by this Texas D. I'll tell you this, the name for Texas is appropriate. The Texas Elite. They have played elite football here today.
And really turned it on second half. I mean, we were talking about that they weren't playing their best. Well, we've seen their best in the second half.
It was a 21-12 game at the break. A 34-6 second half for Texas. And a couple of miscommunications here, and now we're going to have a timeout taken by Utah.
Part of that youth movement.
Penalty.
Another timeout. We'll be back. We'll try this again. Second down after the timeout.
Second down.
Toss. Ghana going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Another example of that contained by this Texas D.
On the tackle for the Spartans.
Can't seem to go anywhere without seeing a white jersey right in front of your face.
Inside of a minute left. Third down and 13 to go.
Third and 12.
Looking to throw, and that one, boy, behind the intended target. Out of the hands of a Texas defender. I think that was Bankhead on the coverage. Intended target was Jewel Erickson for Utah. Bring a fourth down.
I get 2 more plays off here unless it's a run.
Well, they'd have to get to the 11 to get a second one. 4th and 13.
It's true.
Clock running again.
They might just Chew it out. Let it go. Oh, looks like the clock stopped again.
Huh.
We ran it a little bit and then stopped it.
17 and a half left. Lane to throw. And that one incomplete. There in coverage was Richardson as they were trying to connect with Magana. And Utah turns it over on downs.
Just take a knee and call it a day.
I wonder if the take a knee is in the playbook of Texas.
I don't know.
The dangerous thing here is, I mean, if they hand the ball off, it might go 70 yards.
Yeah, and then you're just, running up the scoreboard.
That's not good for anybody.
No, it's not. That all you're asking for is problems. Tell you what, though, Texas is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this league.
I want to remind you that we've got a game coming up next week right here at 4 p.m. Take note, it's a special start time, 4 p.m. against the Denver Bandits. You can buy tickets from your favorite athlete or via Venmo.
So one play away here, 9 seconds left on the clock.
Like Christie.
It does look like Texas here will just kneel it out.
So they do know how to do it. There you go.
Good to see.
They actually probably do it quite a bit.
I'm sure they probably do.
But
yeah.
It's probably not very often that they have to do it, though.
And that will do
Just
well,
one game,
Texas came up to Salt Lake City, and they are going to leave feeling pretty doggone good about themselves. 55-18. They proved last year's championship win was no fluke as they defeat the Utah Falcons. Trevor, your final thoughts?
I mean, it's definitely, the Falcons are going to be learning from this game. The coaching staff's going to take them and, look at the film, and they're going to have to watch the second half for how brutal it was, and they're going to have to learn from it because it could happen again, and you got to be able to avoid that at all costs. And it wasn't all just that Texas was really, really good. You do have to give them credit. They were very, very good, and they won the championship for a reason, but the Falcons definitely made some mental mistakes.
Certainly some things to clean up for Utah, but boy, they now certainly have something to help bring them into focus. A 55-18 victory for the Texas Elite Spartans over the Utah Falcons. For Trevor Allen, my name is Dane Stewart. Reminder, we'll be right back here next Saturday as the Denver Bandits come to town to take on the Utah Falcons. We'll have that game for you live starting at 4 o'clock right here. Again, the Texas Elite Spartans 55-18 over the Utah Falcons. Bill Francis, Trevor Allen, my name is Dane Stewart. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday right here for Utah Falcons football.
At Cottonwood High School.